Okay, so I got several messages from Hugh Loa, I believe it is, Hugh Moa, and seems like you're having a really tough time right now. The tinnitus is loud for you. That's changing pitches, and you just can't stop thinking about it. So I was there. I was in the same place. My experience wouldn't be exactly like yours, but nobody's experience is exactly the same. But I couldn't sleep. I went days sometimes without sleeping, or getting 1 hour, 2 hours. A whole week, I might only get 6 or 8 hours of sleep. It was crazy. Anxious all day, thinking about it all day. I thought it would be absolutely impossible that I could habituate to it. This went on for months. So that's one reason I'm here, to tell you that you can speed this process up and you can get better faster. You probably can't do it by tomorrow, but you can make progress faster and get better and better and reach a point where you rarely think about it anymore. Believe it or not, because I know it seems impossible. I don't have any sort of magic potion for you. I'm not selling any drugs to you or anything. On the subject of drugs, if you're really in really anxious state, I did use some drugs. I used Zoloft for a while, and Ativan, and a sleep medication as well, and they helped me some. Maybe they helped me a lot, but I'm not going to talk about that right now. I want to talk about what you can do. So it's really important. The first step, if you need to go to the doctor, go talk to them and make sure that what I'm saying is right. But if it's the tinnitus that most people have, you're very safe. Nothing is going to happen to you. And you're going to get used to it in time, so much that you don't notice it. Hard to believe now, but try to follow me. It's really important that you take to heart that nothing is going to happen to you and you're safe. I'm talking to your subconscious brain right now, because your subconscious brain believes that you're in danger. It hears this, whatever the sound is, and it's really focusing on it, and it thinks you're in danger, and it's making you very anxious. So you need to repeat over and over again. Again, if you need to confirm with the doctor, go do that. But repeat over and over again, I am safe. Nothing's going to happen to me. I have nothing to worry about. I'm okay. My body's okay. I have a sound, but I'm safe. And really take that to heart, that you're safe. If you can come to believe that, because it's true, then your perception of the sound will decrease a little bit. And it will be easier to move on to the next steps. The next steps are learning to divert your attention away from it. Later, it will be much easier to divert your attention away from it, and you'll do it naturally. Right now, your attention is very hyper-focused on the sound. So you're going to have to go through a series of exercises that you do each day to learn to divert your attention away from it. The goal being that you spent 10 seconds, 30 seconds, 3 minutes, 30 minutes not thinking about it. And you'll have to kind of build yourself up to it. After you get good at this skill, the amount of time that you don't think about it will increase. It might be now, maybe you've been listening to me for a few seconds now and you forgot about it for just a short time. So I think you'll probably be able to admit that there are moments during your day, even now, that you didn't think about it for a few seconds. We're going to try to increase that time, and it'll steadily get better and better, and then it'll start getting really easy to not think about it. But right now, it's not easy. So I want to just suggest some activities that you can do. First, I'll just tell you that the goal of these activities is just that you're going to get your mind on something that, gets your mind off of the tinnitus. It's not like, don't think about tinnitus, don't think about tinnitus. See, that doesn't work. You have to choose some activity and then try to get involved in that activity. And you may fail a little bit at first, but you're going to have to keep trying. Go for a walk, ride a bike, learn a language, draw, exercise, do things like yoga, find a dance video and do a little dancing. Anything that you can think of that it doesn't even have to be something you're good at. Maybe you'll actually get good at something as a result of trying to divert yourself away from tonight. Play solitaire, play a game, talk to a friend. Now, here's what I did. This is kind of funny, but I was not much of an artist, but what I'm doing right now, I'm looking at the screen and drawing myself, and it's what is it doing? I'm having to focus on drawing myself. What I did though is I would find tutorials online and follow them, and I would try to and enjoy myself. It's going to be a pretty funny picture because I'm not that good of an artist, and I'm not even using any good tools here. But yeah. But then as I draw, I am having to focus on what that pen is doing and what is appearing on the paper. And the result is, it might only be a few seconds, but I'm able to, you see, I'm having trouble concentrating on what to tell you because I'm drawing and talking at the same time. But you see how I'm using up my brain. I'm using my brain to draw, and I'm having a little trouble thinking about anything else. You see what I'm talking about? That's what I'm trying to get you to do, is get you involved in doing some activities where your brain is really being used to do that activity so much that you can't think of the tinnitus, even if it's just for a few seconds. I'm still drawing, but it's not very good. And I think the chin and mouth is not too good. Okay, but you see what I did? It's not too good, right? But I could draw better. But I just did a quickie. It's pretty funny, right? Yeah. But you want to get doing some activities like this. You see, I draw terrible. Who cares? Who cares? I got involved in an activity that got my brain off of the tinnitus for a little bit. And I used to do that every day before I went to sleep, hoping that it would settle me down enough, hoping that after I did that and then took some sleeping pills, that I might be able to go to sleep because the sound was unbearable. And it worked slowly. I got the idea, okay, I've got to get thinking about other things. And I know at first I can't do it very well, but I can get better at this skill of diverting my attention away from the tinnitus, and then it works. So you have the combination of the subconscious brain feeling there's a danger, and then your brain always thinking about it, and on top of that you have some chemistry going on in your body that makes you feel very anxious too. And all that together really makes it challenging to get through your day. So first you understand there's nothing going to happen to me. I'm safe. And then second, you go about finding some activities that you can do that get your thoughts off of the tinnitus for a few seconds. And I keep seeing this funny picture, right? And I did forget to mention that definitely having some sounds in the background that are similar to the sound of your tinnitus. If you said you have multi-sound, there are some ones that go, I can't imitate it very well. And so that helps just to divert your brain away from the sounds you're hearing inside to these other sounds. And I don't consider these other sounds like a cure per se. It's more like a diversion for your brain, again, away from the tinnitus. If you get the right sound, it'll start to be almost difficult to hear your own tinnitus. And that's great if you can do that. I've got a lot of other videos about different things you can do about the tinnitus. I'll mention, it's all in your perception. This is a crazy thing to say, but part of what we're trying to do is convince our subconscious brain that we're okay. So I'm gonna say something a little crazy here. I love tinnitus. It's a beautiful sound. It means that I'm safe. I know nothing's gonna happen to me, and actually, it's kind of like my silence. Just like there really is no silence. I mean, you have to lock yourself up underground somewhere in a controlled environment, and probably even then there'll be some very small sounds. Your own movement, for example, your own breathing. So, yeah, there's always going to be sounds. But just like when you're near maybe you live next to a subway, there's always trains and buses going back and forth. That's sound. And if you live there for a while, you'll get used to it, but it's kind of hard at first. You'll get used to this sound so much so that you don't think about it anymore. I will admit that I almost always have some background noise, but not so much so loud that I can't hear. I mean, obviously you can hear me now. So, you're not that impacted that you can't hear me, so you're gonna be fine. If the tinnitus was so loud that you couldn't even hear me talking, that would be a more serious problem, but you don't have that problem. You will get used to it, but as I said, you're going to have to do the work. Take to heart you're safe, and then go about finding some activities like drawing. And if you have to draw for an hour every day, draw. Study a language, memorize sentences. I've got I did Chinese a lot. And I wrote practice sentences, and you can write in French or Spanish, find some practice sentences online, and then go about 他真心实意也努力改善环境. That's a practice sentence in Chinese. And I practice it over and over again and again, repeating the sentence in Spanish or Chinese. Maybe I try to memorize it. Another activity, could you memorize a song? Learn to sing a song and sing it over and over and over again until you can remember it from the beginning to the end. You do the first line, the second line, then sing 2 lines together, then the next line, and then sing all 4 lines together, and go through until you can sing the whole song. But you see, you're going to be using your brain to do that, and you have to focus on the song. So, you see where I'm going with all this? It's after you get good at this, what'll happen is, instead of thinking about tinnitus 95% of the time, you're going to think about the tinnitus 90% of the time. Then it'll be like 80%. And, it might be a little gradual for the first couple months, hopefully even a shorter time, maybe only a couple weeks, but you'll get the amount of time down that you're thinking about it, and before long, you'll be done with all this. You'll be going on with your life, and your brain will so deprioritize this tinnitus that you just don't think about it. You'll probably have some background sounds, things like that, but just like I do, but I honestly, I don't notice it very much. I'm trying to listen for it. Oh yeah, it's there. But it's just kind of like it's a fan in the background. It's almost hard to notice it. So you'll get there. So good luck. Good luck.